Hello and welcome back to one of our mini training sessions on Workbooks CRM aimed at existing Workbooks users or indeed anyone seriously looking at Workbooks as a new CRM system. And in this one, we're going to cover our top 5 habits for sales success. This session then is aimed primarily at salespeople, sales users, and they're going to be some of the main people using a CRM traditionally, of course. But we're going to cover our top 5 habits or actions that you should be doing in Workbooks on a daily basis. If you've got Workbooks already, you want to get the most out of a CRM system, the investment you made, and sales users need to adopt specific habits and actions that align with these best practices. Now, perhaps some of what we mention in this session you'll be aware of. So it's just kind of confirming that in your mind. But hopefully you'll find out something new that's easy for you to adopt going forwards. Hello then, my name is Tim Wilmot, joined by my colleague Stuart Lawrence and Hind. Our company, Wizard Systems, we're a leading independent CRM solutions provider of systems like Workbooks. And we help out organizations use simple solutions to improve their sales, marketing, and customer service productivity. So thanks those of you on here live for our Workbooks training session, a mini training session, a part of our regular series of short Workbooks presentations that we normally do on a weekly basis on a Wednesday. And we dive into different topics. And saying this one, it's really going to focus on those top 5 things salespeople should be doing. Now, the audio part of this call is one way only. If you've got any questions about what we're going on about, please pop those into the question box or type it in the comments if you're watching a recording. So pop that into the question box on the meeting control panel, and we'll do our best to answer those at the end. So let me hand over to my colleague Stuart, who will take us through these top 5 things.
Thank you, Tim. Right, as mentioned, we're going to walk through these 5 areas of a CRM that every salesperson should be using. As we go through these, I'm kind of hoping that Tim's going to pop in and build on anything that I've missed as we discuss these features. So let's dive in. Number 1 on the list, logging every interaction and doing it immediately. So it sounds daft, but you'd be amazed how many people miss it, how often it's missed. So as a salesperson, or indeed anybody that uses a CRM, it needs to become a habit to record every interaction with a prospect, with a customer, as soon as it happens. Whether it's a phone call, an email, a meeting, or just a note about a conversation. Logging is make sure that you've got a complete history of your relationship with that customer. I mean, I know that some people, for instance, when they go to make a phone call, this is Alan's record, and what they'll actually do is they'll open the call here and have it open on screen. They'll be talking to Alan, and they'll just be typing notes into this. They'll then write it up properly, then save it and close it. But it just means that you've got this up-to-date information, and it keeps you and your team informed, and everybody knows where they are with this record.
And in that notes box, you could use speech to text, something like that, to aid your productivity. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Stuart. Trying to. I mean, every company is different. Every organization is different as regards what level or how many types of activities they want everyone to record in their central CRM. I mean, I do know of organizations that don't bother recording phone calls, don't make a record of those phone calls. And it's entirely what you want your CRM to be. Other companies, I mean, you never know when some record of a phone call taking place or some interaction taking place could be really vital for you or the company or the organization in a sales or service situation. So it only takes a few seconds. It's just good to get into the practice of recording all of these, either all, partial, or whatever the company dictate is as regards expectations of recording these activities. Yeah, sorry, Stuart.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. All right. Number 2. Let's go and have a look. Now, this is prioritize your day. Sounds very zen. But what it means is start your day by looking at what your day is going to be. That there are various ways in workbooks that this will help you. I've got my activities open from start activities. Again, nothing special. I've saved this as a view so that I can come back to any time. And one thing that I've done, as suggested to me, was to use the priority field here, this lovely column, and as an option in workbooks, where you can group by that field. And now all my activities, so everything that's open in the system, is all grouped. 4 high ones, I should probably get on those, working through the medium and going through them. It just helps you. You could further group those by putting it into the types of activities as well. Now that's the activities screen. You could also, if it's easier for you, you could use, you could use a dashboard. This is the same screen, but running in a dashboard. And the beauty of these is these can be set to open at the start of the day. So when you log into workbooks first thing in the morning, this is the first thing that opens. This is my day, right? I need to close that deal. I need to contact customer care about these guys. I've got that grace call this afternoon, but it's all there laid out for you. You don't have to go hunting for it. Workbooks can open this for you, ready to help you start your day and get the structure right before you even go hunting for it.
And the other thing is that you as an organization, you may be more focused on projects or opportunities. So you may be, have a dashboard, or you go to the opportunities landing page as some kind of sort sequence on that list of opportunities or projects. You've seen it working through them. Or you may be in new business development. So maybe you're working in the leads area of workbooks. Maybe that's the central focus for you to prioritize the start of your day, making sure you're on top of those leads. Are there any new leads that have come through overnight, and so on? But yeah, dashboards and the activity landing page, calendar, yeah, they're all relevant, all great tools to make sure that you're starting the day right and you're getting it. Well, you're getting a system to manage your working day, really. So a lot of the stress is taken away from you.
Thank you. Right. Item 3. For this, we shall return to Alan. And this one sometimes gets missed, and that's to personalize the approach. Now, we mentioned right at the start, recording everything in the CRM so it's kept up to date. And this is where this hint comes in. Take time to look at this customer data in the CRM before reaching out to them. Look at past interactions. You've got this list of activities here. Online activities, if you have the add-in, will tell you what pages this person has been looking at on your website. Have a look through these so that you can tailor your phone call, your email, so it matches that. And also it means that if you're in a phone call with, this is Alan, and it helps to avoid those, I don't know moments when a customer asks something you're expecting. There's a support case that's open. There's a quote that's open. By just taking that moment, you keep up to date. And one of the beauties of workbooks is you not only get this activities screen, you've got this summary where it sort of groups things together for you. So as a sender, and it puts the little reviews in here so you can very quickly go through and just have a quick look at things that are going on with this customer. The phone call becomes more personal, more relevant, and it just helps you by just making it more impactful and hopefully increasing the likelihood of closing deals.
And you may be dabbling with AI. And so something you could do is take the information maybe from the main tab, or some snippet of information, put it into AI. You've fed AI with who you are, who's your target audience, what's the intention, and what products you're selling. The AI has some background information, and it will maybe come up with some sort of a strategy. I've used perplexity.ai, and that does actually work quite well, taking workbooks information bunging it into AI, and it actually does come up with, it may give you some hints, some things that you may not have thought about. It may have spotted something on that record that you might have dismissed or just not seen. And it's just another, someone looking over your shoulders to kind of guide you on those particularly important accounts, particularly important opportunities. Sorry,
Right.
Stuart, I should have said back to you.
No, perfect. Thank you. Right. So the first item on our list referred to completing these activities, keeping things up to date. There's a caveat to this, and this is one of the most important things that a salesperson can do. It's not only record these activities, but to be consistent with your follow-ups. Use the CRM to help you by setting reminders for follow-ups after meetings, proposals. Don't rely on memory or post-it notes. Let the system tell you that it's time to contact this person again. You send out an email or set an activity to follow up that email with a phone call in a couple of days. These reminders keep it professional, keep you active, stop things falling through the cracks. And workbooks can help. When I mentioned this phone call earlier, if I go to this one, open up any activity here, yes, I can update the notes here. I can put some information. I could click on save and close. But that save and close, that then disappears into the activities. What I can tell the system to do is complete this activity, but open up a follow-on. It'll take the information from this activity and put it into the following activity, producing almost, if you want to call it, almost like an audit trail. So you have this one activity. I've closed what I did. Here's what I'm going to do next. And it keeps this open, keeps it active.
Yeah, so you know, for your top live accounts, your top accounts, you're always making sure there's something on the go with them, and you can tweak that list that Stuart, that drop-down list of, you know, when you do a phone call, when you've come away from a meeting, this is typically the next follow-on task that you do. You can tweak that list in workbooks too, just to kind of guide the user down through a route. Particularly useful for new people that have joined you or less experienced salespeople, making sure that they're just prompted to make sure, as I say, there's something always on the go with your active contacts. Sorry, Stuart.
No, thank you. Right. So, on to item 5. So, pipelines. As a sales user, it's essential, not just for you, but for other people in your organization, to stay on top of this pipeline. So keep the CRM up to date with where you are in each deal, where it is in the process. Use it to help you identify what refer to bottlenecks or things that have started to stand still a little bit. Workbooks, as we mentioned, is great at financials, but it can display this information to help you. So as long as you're updating your deal stages and close dates, this all helps keep this pipeline accurate, actionable. You can then focus on the deals that are likely to close first and get those done. And again, Workbooks gives you these tools. I've just opened up a very simple analysis here. There's also one I can show you here, which is how I'm doing. That's my team. And even how I'm doing. These are all, again, these are dashboards built into the system that you can just have open. And these dashboards can form part of your springboard, which is that dashboard that opens up first thing in the morning. So you could have this one springboard show you your activity and your sales pipeline all on the same screen as it opens up first thing in the morning, giving you that information right there when you open it. There we have it. These aren't the only things you should be doing, but these are sort of 5 things that should always be being done. And you'll get better at it. And not only that, the CRM will then help you. And with that, I'll hand things back to Tim.
Okay, thanks very much, Stuart, for that. Right, we'll now dive into any questions that you've got. So, if you pop those into the question section on your meeting control panel, we'll do our best to answer those. Just while we're waiting, just repeat who Wizard Systems are. Long-term CRM specialists. We've been implementing CRM for many, many years now. And as regards workbooks, we provide a one-stop shop for workbooks, the implementation, training, help desk support, and so on. Right, questions then. We've got a question from Carla. What automation features in Workbooks CRM can help me maintain consistent follow-up with prospects without spending excessive time on administrative tasks?
Oh, good point. Well, obviously, one of the things that we mentioned was that option, instead of using save and close, using the sort of complete and follow-up. But it is possible in Workbooks to have these processes, and there's a process called on-save. Not going to get technical here, but you can use one of those on-save processes that when you click on save a record, it can give you a pop-up asking you, have you set a follow-up task? It could be as simple as that, just that little nudge, that little reminder. You can then go, click OK and go in and do that. You could even have it open up the follow-on task for you, but even just the pop-up on when you click save might be all you need just to help you get moving forward.
Ben asking, what are the best ways to leverage Workbooks CRM's marketing engagement data, like lead scores and email activities, to personalize my sales approach and increase conversions?
Wow. Okay. This probably harks back to a one-on-one we did a while ago by using the lead score. You set the fields that are important to your organization, the fields you want to capture data on, and you give those a value. The higher the value, the higher the score. This can be linked to a traffic light, red, amber, green, and using that with the online activities, with web insights, what pages they're looking at. Those pages can be scored as well. And you can take that information. You've got the right information in the record. You've got the right pages being looked at online. That should all help you, give you a great score that you can then know, this is what I need to do for this customer. So those two together give you a really good, hopefully a good target to go after.
Okay, don't think there's any more questions. So thanks very much, those of you, for those. Right, just to wrap things up then, we're currently on release 7.4 of Workbooks. We've got a short, sharp 2-hour online admin course aimed at advanced users, power users, next week. So please contact us for more details on that. And if you're a Workbooks user, have you got any topics for future sessions like this that you think would be of interest to the Workbooks community at large? Please drop us a line. Be happy to hear about those and consider those. So thanks very much for your time. Those of you on here live, you're watching a recording, and we'll catch up with you hopefully next week with another Workbooks CRM topic. Thanks very much indeed. Bye-bye.